He hit me and I was gone. I woke up, he was gone.
My Uncle Greg was in and out of jail and started doing heroin, heavy, you know, and he wasn't, you know, like really into drugs, but, you know, he started getting stressed and, you know, my Aunt Alicia, you know, they start having problems because he started forgetting what mattered to him most. He cared so much about everybody else. He started forgetting about himself, and he started to slip. Him and my dad. My dad always did drugs, and, you know, he had a stronger tolerance. He could control himself.
I had this personal image to upkeep, so nobody really knew that I was on PCP. Later on, when I hit rock cocaine, the same thing. I smoked rock, you know what I mean? I got caught up one night. I was selling it, you know what I mean? I couldn't find nobody to test for me, so I tested myself. I ended up smoking that shit. I smoked up all my shit.
My dad did, you know, certain things that he'll admit or won't admit from being, you know, on heroin. But he always seemed to come back to life, you know? My Uncle Greg went somewhere in his mind and never came back. So he robbed, you know, a local heroin dealer a couple times, just beat him up a couple times, and this certain dealer got prepared the fourth or fifth time and wasn't gonna let my Uncle Greg take him down this last time. And my Uncle Greg indeed tried it, and he stabbed him to death.
Yeah, and crackhead Constant, he hit like a big snowball going down the hill. Everybody wanted a piece of the pie. It was easy money, and you know, somebody had to sell it, somebody had to smoke it. So, man, it just got really bad. You know what I mean? That's when the gangs got really crazy. Everybody started driving drive-bys. They started doing you know, neighborhood against neighborhood. You know, who's gonna make the most money? You know, so it just got real out of hand. Just out of hand. There's so many lives were lost behind crack. And it wasn't so much as everybody thought it was a gangbang, and it was the crack. You know, back when I was a kid, we had gangs too, you know. Well, I wasn't in a gang. Well, I was in a gang. I take that back. I was a Crip in Compton. But back in the day when my brother and them was gangs, when I was kids, they had, you know, everybody would meet up in the park to fight. Kind of like in West Side Story. The old days, that West Side Story, it was about, you know what I mean, more about camaraderie. You know what I mean? That was when everybody had each other's back. You just didn't cross in nobody's neighborhood. They was gonna crack, you was getting cracked upside here with a brick, a baseball bat, or the most potent enemy in the neighborhood was big brothers and cousins.
My father was a big guy, 6'4", you know, 220 pounds, all muscle, but he loved my mom, though. And no matter what he did with whatever woman or whatever other kids he had, he loved my mom. They both kept coming back, you know, until that one night that seemed to sort of tear who I am as a person in half for the remainder of my life.
Whether I was unconscious or I was conscious about it, I was a grown man and I should have made better choices. You know, I'm an intelligent man. I'm not a dummy. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just self-medicated. I didn't do it to get high. But I went overboard. And when I went overboard, although I wasn't responsible for what I did, but I was under the influence of PCP, I was responsible for being a man. You know, and when I fell short, I fell short. And that's what I have to live with, you know.
This might be the first time that I've ever said this in my life. I was going to the bathroom, and my parents' room door was cracked open enough where where I could see my father laying on top of my sister.
When PCP left me get my sanity back, or when I came down, I'm standing in the house butt naked beside the bed. Lynette's standing right there. My kid's in the door. The accusations flew around and stuff, but the bottom line is I wouldn't hurt nobody. But at the same time, I don't know what Mr. PCP done to me.
I've always struggled with him saying what he did and did not do, and if he did anything, it was because of the drugs. It's no longer. I will not let that be an excuse for what I saw. And what I want to say to my father is that it ain't no more excuses after today. None. Nobody wants to hear those excuses anymore. Just own up to what you did and ask God for forgiveness.
I live with that, But at the same time, it's like I wrote a letter to the judge and I told him that, I went into court. I didn't make no excuses. I pled guilty. My mother told me don't plead guilty. Don't go in there and do that. But I felt like I had just ruined, the lives of my kids, my family life. I screwed it up for me. I threw myself on the mercy of the court. And, and I guess the court seen me. I went into court, I had 300 letters from people that know me. Preachers, police officers, just people in the community, kids that know me, that said that the community would be a loss without this man. And so I got 6 months in jail, So, but there's no joy in the memories that I have to live my life with, just regrets and knowing that I can't change them, and the best thing to do that is just to make amends. So that's what I'll try to do.
If you got anybody out there that died, you miss a dream on the brother, sister, nephew, old girl, just
I think prison destroys men's souls. And my brother went in, it was Greg Taylor, and the brother that got out was other brother. I don't have the love I used to have for the brother I loved once before. He stole it, he took it, he tried it, he lied it, he snuck it up and dragged it away, along with my respect. One night, another day. I don't love the brother I used to love, the way I used to love him, the way I don't love him anymore, the way I tried, I can't understand the brother. I used to love the brother that now seems so damn far away. Another brother shook my hand and hugged me real good today, the way that other brother used to, the one that stabbed his younger brother that day.
I blame my Uncle Greg, for the fall of my family. derides him for because